Hi, Kat. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I new around here, so I wish we could be meeting under more normal circumstances. But good to see you, and we're all excited to see you back in the cage.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. So, do you feel like it's been almost 2 years since your last fight? Do you feel like the layoff and the recovery from surgery has impacted your preparation?
No, I mean, I feel fresh. Like I feel new and fresh and like remotivated and uh got to change, got to move up a weight class. I don't know, like I got to regroup on it. So I'm pumped. I feel healthy. I got all the coaches figured out. I got weight situations figured out. Like it's been easy and hard in all the right ways. So I'm happy.
No, glad to hear that. So, after opening as a minus 170 favorite,
I don't know what that means.
We lost you there, Harry.
oh, I'm sorry. Do you hear me?
Yep.
So you opened as a slight betting favorite in Las Vegas, and you've been bet down to minus 900 currently, so a very big favorite. So is it something that you kind of weigh in, knowing that bettors in Vegas seem to be backing you?
I don't care what any of that says. I don't care. Like, it means nothing to me because everyone is out here fighting their ass off. Anything can happen. Everyone trained hard. Everybody wants it. There's no math to be had in MMA. It's got a little bit of luck, a lot of work ethic, and a lot of grind, drive, motivation. Those factors are all different. So I don't take any second of this lightly. I have not taken one day thinking that I'm a favorite. It doesn't matter that way. That's not how I work.
Kevin?
Hey, Kat. One of the big questions is, with the coming into Bellator, are you trying to make a big impact? And what can you say about your previous chapter in the UFC?
I'm really excited to be here. I feel refreshed. I feel like it's a great new opportunity. Yeah, I'm coming here to bang. Like I'm ready to turn it all up and turn it all on and do what I need to do to be successful. Like this has been, a crazy road in this entire sport. And here I am doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And I'm liking it. I like the view. And as far as stuff with the UFC, I mean, it's a closed chapter and I'm grateful for all the marketing that went into me. I'm grateful for all the opportunities to have fought for a title fight. I fought some of the best women in the world. I've beaten some of the best women in the world. A lot of experiences there, a lot of growth and learning. And, it prepares me for this next chapter in a way that I'm excited about too. So really, it's only good things.
Damon?
Hey, Kat. Obviously, this is kind of a weird situation. It's basically been a little over a year since your time at the UFC came to an end, and then because of the pandemic, everything kind of got pushed back with your Bellator debut. But can you kind of give me a sense of, do you feel like this is a bit of a fresh start for you in a way, considering everything you went through to get here and now a new weight class again? Do you feel like this is kind of a Kat Zingano 2.0?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely come into my life at the time and in the way that I've needed to. And, it's a great new chapter. It's something I'm very excited about. It's something I'm very motivated by. Training has been going so smoothly. Like it's just, I don't know. It's a whole new regroup, a whole new fresh start. And, I feel every way that I need to feel in order to come out and be successful.
When you left the UFC last year, you had said it was almost basically a mutual parting of the ways in a way, depending on how they were looking at it, how you were looking at it. Obviously, this is your first fight for Bellator, but how has the experience been with Bellator in terms of the organization, the way they treated you, conversation with Scott Coker, things like that? How has your time at Bellator been so far?
It's been so mellow and supportive, and I got it's just so much support, and they just want to treat you so good. They want you to enjoy your experience. Those were the things that I truly loved about the sports in martial arts when I first came up, was just like people just wanting you to do good and doing the things that need to be done in order for you to compete at your most optimal way. And I I don't know, I'm experiencing this like stress-free, very comfortable week this week. Even with training camp, even with figuring out opponents, even with signing and showing up to different events, like there was a whole new energy to it that just made me feel very like healthy, and like I got a bigger, better say in what everything needs to look like. And you know, it, it it was a very good decision to part the way that we needed to part. I have no ill relationship with the UFC, but the conversations and the way that they were going at the time of the split was, they went a way that they went, that it just made sense to have me see what else I wanted to go do. And after shopping around, so like, to be intelligent about what I wanted to do next, Bellator was everything I could have asked for, and was very authentic and straightforward with what this was going to look like. And so far it's been everything. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be, taking my career in this direction right now and feeling the ways I'm feeling, and like being able to focus and train and handle it the way that I've kind of always wanted to. So it's really nice.
And how has the move to featherweight been? I mean, obviously, I know your last fight was at featherweight, but I think at that point you were a bantamweight going up to featherweight. Now it feels like you are a true featherweight. Have you made that change? Do you feel like a true featherweight now?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been. I used to fight at 125, and I was gigantic. I'm pretty sure I almost died a couple of times making weight, so it made it a little natural for me to go up to 35. And as we get older and our bodies get denser, and we just keep using those muscles, like it's harder to cut weight over and over again. And I think with the longevity of the sport and what I love about it and what I want to do here, it made more sense to go up, because I was still a really, really big bantamweight too. So, I'd walk around healthy, eating right, lifting in between camps at like 165 pounds, sometimes up to 170. And at a certain point, that got tricky on my body to get down to 135, and like I did it every single time. I've never not made weight in my life, but it kind of made sense, especially for what I want to do and how long I want to continue to do it, for me to go up and just work on what it takes to be a very strong and good featherweight, versus depleting myself and suffer so much to get down to 135. So yeah, I mean, I still walk around big as I always have, but it's less impact and stress on my body to have to hit that trampoline of like what your weight does every single time, what your endocrine system does every single time that you have to cut so big and so hard, and then bounce back but also stay ready all in between, while your body's in this like crazy I don't know what to do mode. So it's cool to be healthy, and it's cool to have just these strong practices and these strong lifting sessions, and being able to weigh in 10 pounds heavier, even though I still have a pretty decent cut. It is weird because I put on 10 pounds at a fight, which doesn't put me as shredded every single weigh-in. So that's kind of like a weird difference that I do notice. But where I make up for strength and where I make up for the discipline I can add to these practices and getting everything out the way I need to is so wonderful that it feels amazing. It feels so good to feel as healthy as I do, and being able to hit all my goals and have the hard days not as hard, and have the good days you're just a monster.
And my last question, Kat, of course, I don't want to look past your opponent on Friday. You want to make a big statement. You want to make a big debut, but I don't think anyone would be shocked to believe that, win here puts you right into title contention. How much, in terms of timing, I mean, are you looking at this as a fight to win and then move on to immediately look at Chris Cyborg, or where? Because I think everyone's kind of thinking, you and Chris Cyborg is a fight we eventually want to see or will see.
Yeah, I mean, I think signing all of us with Bellator, the goal and the intent is to set it up for everybody to go against each other in these fascinating ways, of course ending up being the belt in title contentions. That obviously is a big point. It makes sense. But for me personally, like everything is about that fight Friday night. Everything is about doing well there, getting past the one fight, getting past the one person, getting past every single punch, every single kick, and living second by second. Like I can't look at what's forward or ahead of me because none of that is happening right now. Nothing. And I can't look at the past because none of that's happening either. What's happening is here right now, making weight, touching gloves with my opponent, getting in there and trying to get my win that I came for. And that's all that matters. That's all that I can focus on right now. Everything else will happen in the time that it's supposed to.
Steve?
All right, Kat, thank you for the time today. And I'm wondering, with the featherweight division in Bellator, it's always been robust and filled with a lot of talent, whereas it seemed like in UFC, they were building it largely around Chris Cyborg and bringing in the fighter of the week to face her. So was that part of your decision-making going to Bellator, knowing that you could not only move up to featherweight, but there would be a full range of fighters for you to fight?
I'll be honest, with the UFC, I was expecting to probably have to bounce between featherweight and bantamweight. I didn't expect to fully be committed to just the featherweight, and I think that was in part because it was a rather shallow division, and most of the people there did bounce between bantamweight and featherweight, so I kind of just expected that was what I was going to do. I also had the goal of being champion in both. I wanted to fight everyone and see what I could do and do my best and get my best personal accomplishments out of it. So with leaving there and coming here and there being this deep division of 145, it's like a total different perspective. It's like these are big girls and they have big girl strength and they have big girl size. And, it's awesome that it's like real big girls versus bantamweights that are going up and, basically just getting to eat whatever they want through a training camp, but they're still the same size person. Like I'm excited about this division. It's going to be strong women. It's going to be badass women. There's a lot of them. And, the possibilities of who you fight and how and the different styles and the different matchups is awesome. There's a lot going on here and it's a very developed division. And I know they're doing even more to develop it. That's why they brought us in the way that they did. And it's cool. It's epic and it's moving forward in a way that I think is great for MMA.
And speaking of big, strong women in this division, the former champion Julia Budd is obviously working to get back to Chris Cyborg, but at the same time, she had a run of nearly a decade of dominance. So can you see either of you getting to Chris Cyborg without having to face each other?
I mean, I don't know why we would want to not have to face each other. I mean, I've recognized Julia Budd as a fighter again since I was basically doing nothing with this sport. I was in jiu-jitsu and first recognized MMA, and I was like, look at that girl's abs. Like she's a beast and she knows what she's doing in there. And, she was strong and big and she was right when I noticed her was right around the same era that I noticed Cyborg. So, as a young fighter at the time, I'm looking at both of them as like, I want to eat that. I want to fight that. I want to be there. And, so it's cool that it's not necessarily just a thought or a exciting, I guess, idea of mine, but now there's potential, now it's a matter of time type of feeling. So, I want to see how I do on everyone. I want to see how they feel, how they do too. So, we'll probably run into each other and who knows what her path looks like as far as fighting Chris next or anything like that. It's all still yet to be written.
All right, we'll have time for one more question from Trevor Mende.
Hey, Kat. One of the things that I've noticed is like you seem to have a new energy coming to Bellator. How is like the mental process? Like you in a mental mindset coming into Bellator. Like, do you feel refreshed? Do you feel like re-energized now? I
do. I feel re-energized. I feel like a weird like rebirth almost. Where I'm getting treated in a way that I really appreciate. My size, my style, my ability, what I've already done, my potential. Like I just feel like this is going to be a great chapter. I've done a lot to work on myself, completely out of the box stuff, completely standardized stuff as well. So, I really feel I've checked all the boxes as far as being my best self. And like, I'm pumped about showing up and just like being, and being taken care of in ways that let me focus on fighting, and being taken care of in ways that, motivate me to make the best of this. And the fact that I'm not depleted dropping to 135, and that I have this cut, but I don't have the 30-pound cut to make this happen, and just having a good practice every day, and even the practices that are hard because they have to be, are still something that gets added to the good and necessary things that need to happen in a training camp. So, but like I can decipher between it being because of a calorie depletion or deficit to, that was just a red flag day and it needs to be hard, so I feel great on all levels of the changes that come into being in Bellator. And I'm really excited to see where everything gets to go from here.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, do you have a goal, like when you're training and you're in the gym and you're grinding day in and day out, do you have a specific like mindset of what you want to accomplish in Bellator? Or is it just kind of like, let's have fun here, joining the promotion?
I mean, MMA fighting is not all fun. It's, I don't ever go in like, this is so fun, but I mean, there's a lot of fun parts about it, but the fun parts come after all the hard work. So coming in to my practices every day, having the personal goals, but also knowing that my coaches have the goals for me set that they do, and me living up to those expectations and kind of getting the nod, like I did what I needed to do today. Everyone in the room agrees, and we're going to set back up for tomorrow. So that, includes the hard work, that includes the drill work, that includes the just rest days as well, just making sure that everything that I need to do has been done. So while I'm walking into the cage the day that I fight, I can look back and say I did everything I could for this moment. And that's really how every day works.